Hi, heathens! So, long time coming. I know, I'm sorry. I am finally going to be doing a first impressions and look using the Lion King and Revolution products. So, a recap, we have a highlighter, we have a small eyeshadow palette, and then a large eyeshadow palette. What I'm thinking that I'm going to do is do one eye with one palette, one eye with the other, and then of course we will use the highlighter as the highlighter on both sides, unless there's a shade in one of the palettes that I want to try as a highlighter. But this kind of gives it where I can do kind of whatever I want with either palette without trying to say, oh, well, these are the shades that would work well if I used them both together, if that makes sense. And I was actually wearing foundation today, so I'm going to take all that off so that I can also take off the highlighter that I had on. And we are going to start from scratch. You can definitely see how the foundation is like trying to cake up on me. The only thing I'm going to be leaving on is my mascara, which I usually do for videos like this so that I don't have to reapply it. Whew. It's the first time in a hot while that I've worn foundation all day, so my skin feels weird, so I'm going to be putting on some moisturizer and see if that can't help me get some of it off where it's like clinging to dry patches. And I was using the Tarte Amazonian Clay, like the original formula, because I have not repurchased the new formula and still have some of the old formula. So there's no reason to yet. And normally it doesn't cake up like this. Like this side of my face especially, for some reason, is just like, I don't know, looking rough. Alright, so I have that mostly off. I'm going to be taking my Tatcha water cream, and this is what I'm going to use as a little bit of moisturizer. So I'm just taking a little bit on my finger. I'm just going to tap it in all the areas, and then we're going to blend this in. I guess blend is not the right word. What would you say when you're putting on moisturizer? Because I feel like you're technically blending it in, but you're not. Because pushing it in sounds bad. Yeah, I am red. Like, let me take some of the light out. I don't know if that helps or makes it worse, but I'm red. Because my face does not like being cleaned. Let's see if we can lift you a little bit. Okay. Let's see what my angle is like. All right, we're good. Now, we're going to get on in. So I'm going to open both palettes so I can have them in front of me. No, since I'm using them separately, I'm just going to open them separately. So we're going to do the small one first, which is the Circle of Life palette, which is the one with Scar on the front. And it has all these gorgeous, gorgeous shades. I've been on TikTok for too long because my brain was like, gorgeous, gorgeous girls. No. Okay. Let's do this eye with this palette. So this only has 4 matte shades, but I kind of know exactly what I want to go for. So we're just gonna go for it. Like, I know which shades are currently speaking to me, and those are the ones that I'm going to try first. And that is the, like, reddish orange shades. brush is a little dirty, but that's okay. I'm going to put a little bit of eye primer on my eye to hopefully prevent some staining, because red pigments can stain. And then I guess just to be fair, when I go to do the other eye, I'll put some primer on it. But I want to give them approximately the same amount of time to sit and dry. All right, so I'm going to tap in first. We're going to go straight in like big, and I'm going to tap into Cliff, which is the gorgeous bright red here in the corner. I'm just going to take my fluffy brush. We're going to tap in. Not a lot of kickback in the pan so far. We're going to almost make a mistake. All right. I'm just going to pat this across first and then blend it out. It's a very bright color. It's not super red immediately on the eye because it does blend down into almost a pink, but the pigmentation is there. So I'm going to build it back up just a little bit, particularly into my inner eye. Yeah, that's quite lovely, actually. Buff it out a little bit lower. Okay, now we're going in strong. Like I said, this is gonna be a look. I'm gonna try to use a like flattened dome brush for this shade, and that's Bonsai. And I'm gonna try to use this with a little bit of setting spray, but I'll go in with my finger if I have to. So it picks up on the brush pretty well. And let's just take, where's the one? I'm going to use my Ciate London Everyday Vacay setting spray. It's not the one I was looking for, but I was looking for my little NYX mattifying one because that's the one I usually use, but let's see. I'm going to try to take the, oh, that would actually work out really well. Try and take that on the lid. It is almost the exact same shade of red, just shimmery, like once on the skin. I'm going to take a little bit more, not adding more setting spray. Wow, that's like seamless color transition on accident. Because in the pan, they look like they're going to be more different as far as their hue goes. Wow. Like that is just slightly more purple, but like not enough to be mad about if you were trying to be like seamless, like just a red look. It doesn't turn it into a red and purple look. I'm debating. Yeah, I'm going to take Ed on this same brush, so it might have a little bit of the shimmery red still on it. And I'm just gently tapping in on both sides, then tapping off. And I'm going to take that under the eye. And I want to use the same brush in case it does have a little bit of that red. It'll kind of tie it in. I'm going to try to get it off my eyeball. And then I'm going to take my pinky. And I'm going to tap into Defeated, which is this orange. I'm hoping it's like a really nice bright orange. Ooh, yeah. And we're going to take that on the inner corner. Love that. All right, I am going to swatch some of these other shades that I did not use. So we have Be Prepared, which is like a nice blue shimmer. I almost said green. We have Shinzy, which is like a grayish taupe. We have Throne. Ooh, it's a very pretty blue shimmer. We have Cave. And then we have, on my thumb, the Outlands, which is a yellow. So let's swatch these. Ooh. I really like all of those. Those are really nice. Okay. So let me clean off my fingers and clean off my hand. And we're going to jump into the other palette. And whoop, try not to knock everything over, as is my way. I really need to give myself some more room here because I use the table beside me, but it is like squishing me when I try to like lean over or like lean forward. It's like, no, you can't do that. Okay, so this palette is called Hakuna Matata. And I don't know why I still have the tweezers in my hand. This is what this palette looks like. So I want to go for a different color story, which is not going to be hard because Sunrise and Timon are like the only reddish orange shades in here. I'm Home and Simba have an orangish tone, but I do really want to like make this eye stand out. So I'm going to be using some of those shades for like my crease, because again, most of the mattes in this palette are neutrals, but we're going to try to make something nice. Problem-free philosophy is the pink. I don't want to go for a pink, so I am going to tap into African Savannah just to build up my base real quick. And so I'm just taking a nice fluffy brush. Same thing, there's not a lot, there's a little bit, but not a lot of kickback in the palette. I hope you can see that. I'm gonna tap off. Quite a bit does come off the brush, but, and we're just going to, oh, no, wait, I forgot to put eyeshadow primer on. Why didn't you remind me? Why were you just gonna let me go in like that? Come on, guys. Come on. Y'all know that my memory doesn't work, so I rely on y'all to help me with things like this. Honestly, this is why I don't do, like, live videos. Well, because, A, right now I'd have no way to see what y'all were saying in live time anyway, so it would be pointless. But also, B, I'd hate to be, like, forgetting something and everyone be like, Sunny, the eye primer! And maybe like, oh yeah, because I wouldn't see it until afterward, and I'd be like, oh no! Anyway, tapping into African Savannah, and we're just going to kind of take that all over, including down on the lid, whereas like the other eye, I put that first shade, tapping in a second time, I put that first shade mostly in the crease, and avoided the lid for the most part. This one I'm trying to put it kind of everywhere. And then I'm going to tap into, we're going to try to make this work. Okay, I'm going to use the same brush and tap into Zazu, which is the bright blue. I love that the shades, like, I mean, obviously there are some shades that it's like, oh, does it really fit any color? Like, Betrayed is green. I don't know that green makes a connection to Betrayed, but like Zazu being blue, it's perfect. In fact, speaking of green, this is going to turn green, isn't it? Yep, sure is. All right. Again, we're just going to work with it, tapping in a second time to Zazu. And we're going to work with the fact that it turned green, because that's fine. This is fine. Everything is fine. We're not going to worry, because, you know, problem-free philosophy. I had to think if I was going to say that right, or if it was going to come out because that's how normal things come out of my mouth. I'm going to take, this might be a mistake. I might take another flat brush. This one's less domed, like less fluffy. And I'm going to try to tap into Hakuna Matata, which is like a shimmery black, kind of a matte. It's like the medium between a matte and a satin, you know? And we're going to try to put that on my lid. And I'm going to try to create like almost a cut crease effect. And then I'm going to go over the top with a different color. And we will see how that plays out. I have an idea in my head, but you know, that's not always how it works out, is it? So we'll see. Trying to tap this down to my lashes so we don't have that awkward like nude line around my lashes. This is actually going pretty decently, considering it's such a dark shade and I could screw it up really quickly. And there has been like no fallout, which is especially impressive considering the way I'm like dragging and flicking it. Okay, so I'm going to take my finger and tap into, we're going to do it. Let's go for Betrayed, which same thing is like a green shimmer. And since we made that top color green, we're going to tap that over the black to make for like a, I don't know the word that I'm looking for, like a deeper version of that green, because that black is going to give it a base to build on. Yeah, that's lovely. I really like the way this is turning out. Okay, let's clean off my finger. And we're going to go in with my pinky to Kingdom, which is like a kind of yellowish, greenish, like, well, on my finger it looks gold green, but, and that is going to be our inner corner. Yeah, that definitely comes across gold. That's okay. That'll work. And then I'm going to take, if I can find the brush that I was using. Hello. Okay. I'm going to take the fluffy brush I was using. I'm going to tap back into Zazu and just slightly take it over the top here. All right, what I'm going to do, because I want some of that blue in this look, is I'm going to take a like not flat but fluffy brush, and I'm going to tap the tip into Zazu and try to bring some of that under the eye. Yeah, it's just not a very, it's just not as pigmented as I want. I'm gonna swatch that and see what happens. I think it's just because it's such a light blue. Yeah, it like fades out. I feel like that's gonna be a hard color to get to work no matter what you're doing with it. I'm gonna swatch a few of these like I did with the last palette though. Let's do Pride Rock. Let's do Pumbaa. let's do, why did I skip my pointer finger? Look Inside Yourself. Ooh. And we'll do Simba. Yes, all of these are shimmers, but yeah. I'm going to swatch them. Ooh. The golds and yellows were really popping in this palette. Alright. Clean off my hand and fingers. Let's pop this palette back in the carton. And then we're going to go in with highlight. So the highlighter is Heart of a Lioness. And it is the one with Nala on the front. Getting a leg cramp. Oy. Oy. Don't like that. It's the one with Nala on the front. And there's a chance this is going to be a little too deep. But we're going to try it and find out. So I'm just going to take a fluffy highlighter brush here. We're going to tap in. Ooh, a lot comes off. Be very careful with this. Tap off. Okay. It's not too dark. Like, it's not giving a big cast. I feel like if my face wasn't quite as red as it is today, there might be a cast. So, like, if I ever tried to wear this with foundation, there would probably be a cast. Yeah, because this side, I can see where right up in here, it throws a bit of a shadow. I don't know if it's going to pick up on camera at all. But, very nice. I'm going to throw on a little bit of the Sugar Mojito chapstick lip balm thing to get my dry lips out of the picture. And that is it. Just knocked over that setting spray. Let me know your thoughts down below. Which of these items would you want the most? Especially the palettes. Thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe to see more of my content. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.